clean pile of clothes. Hey guys! So today's video is sponsored by my Patreon. You can find me over on Patreon as From Anna M. That is FROMANAM. So I had some questions about my practice, my routine, my je ne sais quoi. And I was more than happy to answer these questions in a way that makes sense. And hopefully, if it works for me, it might work for you. So, what is my preferred time to pull cards? Now, my preferred time to pull cards is probably the afternoon. To be honest, in the morning, I change my daily card. Now, this is from the Light Seers Tarot, and I am currently doing book club with the Light Seers book. So everything is at hand between the desk edge and the cart. And then I have the things that I'm working with right now. So my sketchbook, my book of shadows, my Tombow swatch, and here we have the Witching Hour Oracle and the, oh gosh, the Curious Creatures and my tarot tome, because this is for 78 Deep with Leanna Line, and that's the extended version, so that needed its own situation there. So I've got my planner right at hand, Magic of Eye planner, and I've got my morning pages. She's getting fluffy. Can you tell? Oh my god, she is getting fluffy. Look at that. You can tell how much I've used her. And then I've got the Light Seers Tarot book, which is hefty, and I need to move. There you go. So that is my morning practice, so to speak. I come over, I talk to the people about our daily for the Tarot Seers. I changed my card. Okay, so these two cards here, this is Sekhmet. And Sekhmet has been, or her energy has been hanging around with me for, quite some time. I think we're going on like 2 years. Lots of fire, lots of destruction, lots of stuff. And so she hangs out. Lots of creativity also. So let's be honest, it's a balance. She's fierce. And so we have some Tiger's Eye, carnelian, and some, oh, she's got her own little head there, her skull. Anyways, these guys are my spirit energy guides, vibe setters for the 78 Deep Extended. So that's why they're sitting there. These guys are from the Curious Creatures. And then in the back, we have my Centennial, my Lenormand, and all my charms. So, and of course, all the guidebooks and my reference books. So what do I do once I pull the card? What's the routine? What do I do with the information? Do I document it, or do I just put it in the tracker? Well, first of all, I do put it in my Magic of Eye tracker. That's a view of my tarot pulls. That is just of the daily. And usually my dailies have been on my own, and then I follow challenges when that's when you see them like ready. So I do put them in here that way, but mostly when I'm pulling cards, especially for spreads, they end up in my Book of Shadows. So I do document my spreads in here with a bit of magic art. I have the 78 extended. There's a whole bunch of stuff in here that we could get into. At the end of last year, I did do a year ahead spread. It was my first one, obviously, but I'm really, really happy with it. I love it. I come back to this page often. That's why I have the tab. I reference it often because it has served me very, very well. And yeah, love that. We'll definitely continue doing, you know, a year's at a glance or whatever, but also I believe in doing it like during special occasions. I'll get inspired to do spreads during full moons, new moons, anything to do with the moon, really. When there's big events like portals, like when numbers repeat themselves, like January 1st, February 2nd, March 3rd, etc., etc. One of our favorites is the one in Leo in August, 8/8. That's the Lion Gate. Also, that's Abby's birthday. So that's a good one. So yeah, so special occasions, whenever the vibe is feeling like it needs to tickle the cards. How long do I keep a deck, or how often do I switch them up? I switch them depending on the season. I switch them depending on the work that we're doing. Clearly right now we are fans of keeping everything separate. So like I said, we've got the Lightseers doing one job. We've got the Curious Creatures doing another job. We also have the Witch Hour Oracle doing a job, and then client work and personal work, you know, whenever I feel like it, I'll pull Centennial deck out, the Lenormand deck. I just did some work for the solstice, so those two decks were the ones I was working with. But then I also ended up pulling Curious Creatures for a client. Yeah, so the decks I own have a vibe, have a seasonal vibe or have an elemental vibe. And so also when I'm about to do a project, that's when a new deck tends to arrive. Santa Muerte came for a deep 78, a 78 deep, excuse me. I got the Guided Tarot for Drop 'em 78. I got the new direction for this 2025 season of Drop 'em 78. And so that's how things have been coming to me, like decks. When the work needed to be done, this feminine, the Divine Feminine Oracle found its way to me. It was a little convoluted because I had to work with another deck, get through that one, trade it, and then I was able to get this one. But it makes it all the more special for it. So yeah, so I am no stranger to tarot oracle pairings. In fact, in my council we have the 2 rows, which is oracles and tarot decks. I began my practice with oracle decks. I had the Angels, Daily Angels Guidance, which I love, which is she's still my go-to, she's still my number 1. But I do have quite a bit now. I think I have like 10 or 11. And like I said, they each serve their purpose. They each have kind of like their vibe. But I'm finding new ways to use them all the time. And just recently, I paired the Enchanted Map Oracle with the Good Tarot, which I have modified. So this ended up being a new pairing, which I really love and will continue working with, because the Good Tarot right now is serving the purpose of my Deacon Walk Tarot, Deacon Walk cards. And in the Oracle side, I always have like the vibe of the season, and right now it's the Enchanted Map. So yes, definitely do pairings. There's no routine. The most routine pairing I have actually is when I do bigger spreads or client work. And the way I like to do it is I like to grab my Centennial and my Lenormand, and I like to pull 3 Lenormand cards, and from those 3 Lenormand cards I let the art lead me into what cards to pull from the tarot, and then we do a whole deep dive into like that whole thing. And so that is my favorite pairing. Which also leads me to tarot on tarot pairings. And sometimes I will pull cards with one of my other tarot decks, and we'll still have to go to the Centennial or to the Guided Tarot reference book just to see the original art, just to see the elements and the correspondences, and also just because, you know, that's home base. So yeah, tarot on tarot also for what do you call it, if you just need something explained further. There's a word for that, I can't think of it. Oh man, loaded question. When I pull a card, what I'm looking for at the beginning are definitely the colors. With the Curious Creatures, it was so easy because it's such a colorful deck. It's such an animated deck. It's animal heads, animal energy, you know, wisdom, magic, but on human bodies doing human things. And so it was very whimsy. It was very fun. Pamela's artwork always brings the symbolism. I'm constantly finding a new line, a new interaction of one card with another, a new something or other. So I am looking at symbols, I'm looking at line work, I'm looking at, which is why collage decks bother me, because I never know what is intentional and what was just, you know, what just, I don't know. Sometimes it just feels too, like the message is just too complicated with a collage deck. I like mine simple. I like mine earthy. Yeah, well, obviously if the cards already have numbers, you know, for numerology purposes, if they're already like, you know, but it doesn't bother me if it doesn't, you know, somehow show that, but it always depicts, you know, the number somehow, within the art. I wish more decks had more astrology kind of symbolism, or, you know, whatever, associations, but I don't, yeah, I think the major arcana for the light years has associations with runes and astrology, but I wish more had them. Maybe that would be like a nice little thing to do with like an extra. I don't need any more decks. Stop it, Anna. Stop it. Just memorize it already. No, I'm kidding, but it would be cute to have the symbols and stuff on a, you know, on a regular Writer Smith deck. But yeah, no hurry to get another one. And so yeah, so those were the questions from Patreon, and I want to thank you for spending your time with me. If you have any questions, please always feel like you can reach out and ask me, and I'll be happy to answer your questions. And hopefully what I've come up with kind of inspires you, or is a stepping platform to what you can do or how you can add things. I don't have really a rhyme or reason. I pull cards in the afternoon because that's when I kind of feel like no pressure. Boom, I just sit down and I do it, and it's usually around 5 p.m. like that dinner kind of shift. But in the morning I like to set a tone with what's on the altar, so to speak. So that is a card pull. So anyways, I hope you have found this interesting, entertaining, and I've answered some questions, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.